got the two Bidvest Wits players in the studio, both of them relatively new at the club. One brand new, one arrived at the beginning of the season. Sibonsiso Gaxa, as well as Granwald Scott, who just arrived from Slovakia at the top of the season to join the team that is, by many experts, favorites to go on and win the league title. So, gentlemen, congratulations for choosing a team that's already at the top and didn't need you.
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, it was, for me, it was an easy choice to go to Wits. A lot of Cape Town-based players, and obviously, like you said, they stand a big chance to win the league. So that's one of the trophies I don't have in my cabinet. So I'm looking forward to a good 6 months and hopefully lift the cup the end of the season.
But your reasoning around coming to Bidvest Wits at the top of the season?
No, I guess I had a talk with Gavin before I joined the club, and he was interested in me. Remember, I had the taboo situation with Chiefs at the time, and I didn't know where I was going, and so then he needed me to come because, as you remember, Wits, they've got so many games. They're gonna be participating in the Champions League, so he needed that stability, that experience. So, and I've worked with him before, and as you know, Wits, great side, been there, top 3 the past 3-4 seasons. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I joined them because of different reasons, but the most important one was to continue to play football, man. Let's
talk a little bit about Granwald, because Granwald was in Slovakia, and it was a miraculous move. I mean, he's at Ajax, and Granwald, you're 28 years of old. That's senior. Like, no one leaves South Africa or even Africa at 28 to go to a European club. That was almost a miracle to get to Europe.
Yeah, for me, funny story how it happened. So I got a Facebook message from one of the football agents, and well, at the moment I was still contracted to Ajax, and I thought, okay, I'm not taking this seriously. And then, like after a week or 2, I just started scrolling down on my page, on my messages, and I came across this again. And that's when
What's this guy saying?
No, he just said, are you interested in going overseas to Slovakia? And I was like, but I'm 28, so I just thought, nah, it's not, it can't be real. Anyway, I contacted him, and he said, yeah, it's still on. If you're really interested, you can speak to the chairman, and we can make things happen. And like in a few hours' time, I was on the plane and on my way for a week-long trial in Slovakia. And I got there, and the trial was successful, and I was supposed to be there only like for 7 days, and I stayed on until the end of the season there.
But you've been in Belgium.
Yeah.
You played there for 2 years yourself.
Yeah.
Between the two of you, maybe you can explain to South Africans, how hard is it there? Why is it really that tough to stay in European football? Because if you look at the list of players who are going and then coming back quite quickly, Bernard Parker, Mashamaite, Kulu, the list is endless. Is it hard out there?
Thomas, there are a couple of things that we need to understand. I'm not trying to make to make excuses or to have some sort of like reasoning, of players coming back. I think when you move to a European club, it's not glamorous as people think, because sometimes we look at the English Premiership, we look at Spanish League. These are top leagues. So what happens is when players go, like myself, I went to a small club in Belgium. I didn't go to these top clubs.
Lierse.
Yes, Lierse SK. So this differs to top leagues in Europe and average leagues that you establish yourself to go further, to go into. I went there when I was 26. That was after the World Cup. So there were certain challenges. I was 26, probably at my peak at the time, and there were a couple of things that happened at the time. And it's unfortunate that we assume as society, and we think people have failed, while we don't know the real reasons of them coming back. This is not to justify the reasoning.
But what was the main #1 reason?
I think for me at the time, if I don't know if you know the history of the club, the owner, where he comes from, and what happened in Egypt at the time while I was there, with the former president being, you know, taken away. And there were so many, politics that were happening, because the guys from Egypt and the money to be taken to, there were numerous reasoning, you know what I mean? But let's not forget, you know, sometimes I will want people to know the reason before they can conclude or judge.
That will fail.
Exactly. And it's easy for people who are sitting on the couch and eating there, whatever they're eating, to judge people, because for them, it's you know, I don't know, it's easy for them to say anything. But like I was saying, leagues differ. And sometimes we go that side to go and play football. And then you find out that you don't play. And you find it difficult at the time because of culture. It can be culture, it can be weather, which is extremely cold. It can be the language. There are so many things that
I want to come back to you, and I want to get Granwald involved in this conversation, because it's going somewhere where I think is very interesting. There is a lot of arguments in the world that the PSL is just too strong. South African players just love playing here. The money's the same. Why am I going to go and suffer Kubanda? I can't speak Slovakian. No one knows me. I'm a superstar here. Let me just come back home. Granwald, I'm saying I don't want to see you here in South Africa. As much as it's great that you're both Bidvest Wits players, you're adding so much value to the league and fans want to see you. I want to see you on TV and go, Granwald is in Europe. He's playing in the Champions League in Europe. That's good for me. Why are you guys back?
Yeah, it's like Pa just mentioned, a lot of things that I also experience
like
now.
What?
Like you said, the culture, the weather, you have to change your adaptation to another country. And I've been living in Cape Town for 28 years, and all of a sudden to just change your whole thinking, your whole way of living, it could have a big impact on you.
But why is it more different, guys, for a South African as opposed to a Ghanaian or a Nigerian or a Cameroonian? Why are they able to make it and stay? Is it because we have such a strong PSL?
I guess that's one of the reasons. We get paid pretty well in South Africa. We need to be honest about that. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate what other people have done for players to get paid good salaries, you know? And sometimes you go to these leagues in Europe, you think it's crazy money. You get there, it's similar. Sometimes it's even less, which you find other players, they tell you, you know, it's the same amount of money that I get. But there,
it's the door to the next
exactly. The advantage there, you step closer to bigger things. But that does not guarantee you that you know what I mean. While you're at the door, age, time is running, and then you feel like, you know what, I'm at the stage where, but at the same time, when Thomas, I want to encourage players to go overseas. I want to encourage young players to go overseas so that they adapt early. By the time they're in their 20s, 23s, 24s, you know, they've adapted at the age of 19,
like
18,
a Benny, like a Severo,
Steven Pinari.
Go early. That's
Go
good
early.
advice.
For me, I think that will play a bigger role in terms of looking at the time frame and also knowing that, okay, for the next 2 years, I'm trying to adapt. And then from there, I can kick it.
How does this guy come back from Europe and go and play 90 minutes yesterday? Straight into the first team, straight. No, Bambi bench kancane.
No, but for me, he was with us for pre-season or pre-season training.
Yeah, but you just arrived.
I've been putting it in.
You're working hard,
Gavin. It's no jokes, and I thought Slovakia was hard. As soon as I went to camp in Nelspruit with Wits, it's being up at 5:30 in the morning. It's crazy.
6, eh?
Huh?
Yeah.
No wonder sharp or 5.
Hey, yeah, trainer.
Hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work. It pays. It does pay. You see it. You look at Wits how they play. Unbelievable.
What do you think can happen with this season for you guys? Right now, second position behind SuperSport United.
For me, I haven't seen, like, I couldn't watch any PSL games while I was over there. But from the team that I know that Gavin always assemble, I think they have a very, very strong chance of going all the way. And I'm actually hoping for that and giving my part to the team. And this is the one trophy, like I said, I haven't won. And I think for any sportsman, any footballer especially, without that one championship medal in your cabinet, your football career isn't fulfilled.
Pa, Netad.
To be, this is my opinion, and I strongly believe that the only team that can take the championship away from Wits, it's Wits. What I'm trying to say is, with the ability, the capability of the coach's ability to, like you said, assemble the players and the players themselves, they've got huge talent. I think they need to believe that it's possible.
Now Sundowns the Supersport now. What do you mean that you only think can stop you yourself?
I meant the ability, the capability of the players that I've trained with.
Best squad in the league, you feel?
That's my opinion.
There you have it. Bye, Gaxa. Tell us what you think your opinions are as well. And thank you, Granwald Scott, for being with us. Bidvest Wits, awesome to have you. Do they have the best squad in the ABSA Premiership? That's Gaxa's opinion. Let us know what you think on Twitter. On the bench, Shampunino. What's happening?
Hallelujah, Thomas. Hey, my mama says ribs la. She has her favorite football players.
Oh, Mina.
Yeah, favorite.
Teenage data, 16V. No Chomosono.
Hallelujah, Thomas. Hallelujah. We just saying, when Pa left Chiefs, this is the song that he sang to Chiefs. Hallelujah, back to you, Thomas.